Hey everybody, Mallory here. Today I'm going to be doing a hair tutorial for you all, and it is going to be a Bohemian side braid. I actually wear this a lot. It's great second day hair and it's pretty easy to do. I wore this in my first video even though you couldn't see it because the whole time I was like way down here because I was still kind of figuring out my camera and I guess lighting and like space and everything. But I'm still not happy with the background here. I'm going to probably keep moving around in videos until I find somewhere that is good until I redo my room because the setup of my room, it's pretty small and so it's just not very good for this. Okay, so after you've brushed through all of your hair, the next thing you're going to do is just section out front sections that you would like to leave out of the braid for curling. So I'm just going to take not all the way back to my ear, but pretty close on the part opposite of, the section opposite of my part. And I'm just going to clip this off with a sectioning clip. A bobby pin or whatever will work. And then I'm also going to take a little bit from the side about to my ear and clip this off. The next thing I'm going to do is just pull all my hair to the back and put it in a ponytail. Okay, so after your hair is in the ponytail, you can unclip these two sections right here. Just going to get a little of my heat protectant and spray it on my hair. And I'm just going to brush through that. And you might need to kind of wait for that to dry for a little bit. Okay, and do the same with this side. You may not need as much because it's a smaller section. And then you may need to let that dry for a minute. Okay, so after those strands of hair have dried, what you're going to do is just take a small section opposite the side of your part in the front, and I'm going to lift up my curling iron with the opposite hand and go over my head, and what I'm going to do is just wrap it away from my face, and you can leave out the ends because not only will that give kind of I don't know, a more relaxed style, but it will also keep them protected. Okay, so then I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to take the next section. Just do it again with I'm going to take a slightly larger section this time. Can kind of vary that and do the same thing. I'm going to wrap it around the curling iron away from my head and leave the ends out. Okay, and just let that down as after you've held it for a few seconds. And then I'm going to leave out a section in between and go from the back and take a small section of hair. And I'm going to curl that the same way. Okay, so after you have curled those three pieces, then what you're going to do, you have some leftover hair. So just get all of that. And what you're going to do is you're just going to braid this. After you've braided this piece as far to the end as you can, this is where the straightener is going to become optional, and also the teasing comb kind of. I know that teasing and heat is also bad for your hair, but professionals do it as well, so I don't know. I know it's bad for your hair, and I understand that I'm damaging my hair by doing this, but it's optional. You can just tie off this piece and then skip all of this, but if not, I don't have one, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take my rat tail comb, and I'm going to tease the end of this braid kind of together. And then I'm just going to take my straightening iron and just clamp the end. And hold it there for just a second. Okay, so after you've done that, then just add a little bit of spray to that section. Okay, so the next step is to finger rake the curls, the 3 curls that you did. Just finger right through those. And if you want to, you can tease them a little bit or back comb. You don't have to, it's optional. With your brush. Okay, so after you've done that, the next step is to divide this into sections and just take your opposite hand over your head and curl away from your face. And you're going to do that with all of those sections. Okay, so after you have curled this section, you just do the same thing, finger right through it, take your brush and do a little bit of back combing just to kind of give the curls a little bit, I don't know, it's just going to give them a little bit less of a fixed look. Just comb through that if you would like. Okay, so now that you've done that, you can section off your hair. You can pull it over here and section it off if you want. I think that's what I'm going to do today. I know I'm getting this big crazy poof. So now take your hair that's in the ponytail and pull it out. And what you're going to do is just spray some spray some heat protectant on it. Comb through it. And so then what you can do is just take some sections from that hair and just curl some pieces. Okay, so after you have curled some sections over here, just kind of run your fingers through it. And then the next step that you want to do is just hairspray all of this hair over here. Just lightly mist your hair. And then just kind of run the brush through it. And doing that is just going to give your hair a little bit of extra hold. Now what you're going to do is just take this into 3 sections and loosely braid it. And it could be a tighter braid, but we're just going to loosen it in a minute anyway. After that is braided all the way down, I'm just going to take a hair tie. I'll just tie that next. Okay, so after you have just put your hair tie in, the next thing that you're going to do is just pull at these sections to kind of get a loose look. And you can even brush it up a little bit with your hands. It's just going to give a really messy look. And then after you've done this, you can take this out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this again in here. If you have a clear hair elastic or whatever, you can put it in if you're against teasing, but if you're not, tease away. Just tease the hair from your braid. You're just kind of teasing it together so that you don't need a hair tie. It just kind of gives more of a natural look. And kind of messy. I just did this really quick after I rolled out of bed kind of look. But really, it's a lot more effort. Tease at that. And then what you want to do is do the same thing we did with the other braid and just clamp it. Right at the edge of the braid. Okay, so after you've done that, you can spray it. And then in the back, I just like to crisscross 2 bobby pins to try and hold some of this hair together. But you don't really want them to be seen, so I just like to put it in the back of the braid and crisscross 2 bobby pins downward to try and hold the hair together. Alright, so now after you've bobby pinned that, you can just take this section out that you did earlier and pull it down. And you can be done like that if you want. It's cute. I sometimes I like to pull this braid back and around and just pin it behind my hair back here. And that's a cute little look too, just having that braid. You don't lose kind of the loose look over here. And if you don't like some of the hair that's hanging down, because sometimes it can look a little bit off or too much over here, you can pin it up too, or just whatever. Just kind of however you want to do it. But anyways, I'm just going to leave it like this today, I think. But that is the Bohemian braid. And it looks like that. And there you go. I hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, thank you for watching.